I was muted. Hello, everyone. We are back for this afternoon at Apidays Interface, and I'm really glad to be the moderator of a track a lot of people are expecting, the Async API track or asynchronous APIs. We're talking about events, or we will be talking about streams, and for that, we will open the track with Fran Mendez, the creator of the Async API, and also director of engineering at Postman. Hello, Fran. How are you doing?
Hey, Mehdi, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I invite you to share your slides and share with us the state of Async API. Let's pronounce it like that.
Sure, let's do it. So, welcome everybody. Thanks to the API Days organizations for inviting me once again. You must be tired of hearing me and hearing about Async API. I'm sorry, but you keep inviting me, so I'm gonna do it again. So my name is Fran Mendez. As Mehdi said, I am the director, the executive. It's called the executive director of AsyncAPI Initiative, which is the organization that is managing the AsyncAPI specification and tools. And also, I work as director of engineering at Postman. Okay, I'm sure you all know Postman and doesn't need introduction. So yeah, today I'm gonna talk about what's the current state of Async API. Since it's only 25 minutes talk, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna go really deep into the current state and all the things that we're doing. Even after this talk, I strongly encourage you to go to our website asyncapi.com or asyncapi.org. Um, and join our community, because really you will see that there are lots of things happening. It's impossible for me in 25 minutes to list all the things that we're doing. And to be honest, I don't even know all the things that are happening on Async API. It's become that big for a single person to know what's happening in all the whole organization. So yeah. With that said, let me just go to the next slide. So I talk a little bit about what happened last year. So I think it's important for all of you who didn't hear about Async API in a long time, or never heard about Async API. So last year we decided to join Postman. I'm in the core team working on Async API. We joined Postman, and then we decided as well that to make the spec more neutral, it needed to join a neutral ground, right? So we decided to donate um, Async API specification and tools, all the projects under the Async API GitHub organization, to Linux Foundation. So it is not controlled by Postman or by any other company. Okay, so we even established a um, a system, a governance system, so that people cannot take control of it and abuse the power in the governance of the initiative. Not even myself. So, as an example, I usually get requests of, "Hey Fran, let's get you paid for doing this or that into the spec or into the tools because it's cool for company X." So yeah, don't do that in first place. It's not fair. And in second place, I can't. I can't. I don't have the power to do these things. There's a huge TSC that we set up with a lot of people from different companies and also individual contributors that will not allow me to do weird stuff just for the sake of money or any other reason. So yeah, I invite you to join our initiative, and now that it's in a safe place, in a neutral place, and see how we actually are as transparent as we say. And speaking about transparency, so because we don't hide anything. We also talk about money. I'm just showing a number there. This is the current money that we have on the initiative right now. So this is all the money that we have right now, and it was updated yesterday, so it should be pretty accurate. And And what is it? What is this money? So this money is coming from different sources, mainly, and I will say, if not all, right now, sponsors, right? So sponsors are donating money every month, and you have IBM here, which is actually one of them. So sorry. So we use opencollective.com, which I strongly recommend having a look if you haven't yet, to manage all the finances of the initiative transparently. As transparent as I cannot spend a single dollar, or I cannot put a single dollar into the account without issuing an invoice that that the team will have to review and that will appear publicly there. So if you go to opencollective.com/AsyncAPI, you will see all the details of where we spend the money and what we spend the money, who donated the money, and everything. So everything is transparent, and Open Collective doesn't let us to do weird stuff with it, which is cool. And yeah, so I will say we're in pretty healthy financial state for our needs right now. It keeps growing. This amount keeps growing. So I always say that if you are an individual contributor or not, but an individual not representing a company, who wants to donate money, in the past I will say like, yeah, everything adds, but right now we're saying like, no, don't do that. Let's just let companies donate the money, because they are the ones that have the money. And so if you're an individual contributor, we welcome much more, contributions in terms of code, in terms of talks in conferences, in terms of design, in terms of many other stuff, right? And and speaking about design, so just so I don't forget, and Missy is gonna kill me because I forgot to include a slide of the new brand. So we got a new brand, right? And let me go back. We got a new brand. This is the new logo and all the stuff. But if you go to our website, you'll see that Missy has done a great job redoing all the logo and brand stuff. So yeah, have a look because it's really cool. And we're still welcoming new design contributions as well. So Missy is not alone. There are all other people doing design contributions, but it's an open source project. People are usually not expert in design, so yeah, design contributions are also welcome. And so what are we spending the money on? We spending the money in many different things, but the main one this year is going to be the mentorship program. So we're running a mentorship program, which is it's actually a program, if you know, like Google Summer of Code or the like. So we want to give grants to our community members who are contributing already, and want to keep contributing and working on specific issues. So we had so far 11 people, 10 issues, and it's $1,500 grant per person, right? So yeah, this is the first time we do it. We want to keep doing it. We want to keep giving back to the community, because that's what the money is for. Now that everybody is, everybody, like most of us are working for specific companies, so we have our salaries and so on, so we don't have to touch the money of the initiative. And we want to give this money to actually the people who are contributing, right? And so just to mention a little bit about the mentorship program a little bit more, is mainly targeted at people who are getting started in development or in event-driven architectures or in APIs. So we're targeting mainly junior people here. And actually, I will say, if not all, most of them are junior people, and we welcome junior people, junior developers, junior designers, junior X, right? And we're mentoring them. So we make sure that each of them is assigned at least a mentor, right? So yeah, if you're thinking about contributing or joining, go ahead and join the program the next year, because this year is already close. So, and before I continue, I would love to give a huge shout out from here to our sponsors. It will not be possible to have this finances and do all these initiatives without their donations. So thanks goes to Postman, Solaz, IQVIA, IBM, Slack, Ably, WSO2, Bump, and API Deck. So we have many more other individual contributors who are donating small amounts. We don't have space to list them all here, but thanks as well, especially that you're not companies, you're individuals, and so it means a lot for us. And what are we doing with this money aside from mentorship program and so on? So since we joined Linux Foundation, we started growing the community, and that meant that we had bandwidth to work on more stuff, or improve the stuff we were working on. So we got new tools. So if you haven't yet, have a look at AsyncAPI Studio. Everything that I'm mentioning here is on the website, asyncapi.com. So you can go there and see what it is, or how it looks like, and even use it. No fee, no sign up required or anything. We released also our first version of the CLI, so an AsyncAPI CLI that lets you work with AsyncAPI documents from the comfort of your command line. And also we're developing, but still not yet production ready, a framework, a spec first framework called Glee. So if you don't know what it is, what is spec first and so on, I encourage you to have a look, and you'll see that it will resonate a lot with you. I'm pretty sure, and you'll see that specifications like AsyncAPI or OpenAPI or others are not just for documentation purposes, and actually documentation is just a beautiful side effect, but it's not the main purpose. So yeah, have a look. Cool. So that is the current state, let's say, of a big picture of how the AsyncAPI initiative looks like right now. But what is next? So next I'm gonna drink. What's next? We keep working and iterating on the plans that we have for the future. We don't set specific idea and we pursue it like crazy, right? So we have a vision, right? We want to make AsyncAPI a bigger spec in terms of what it supports, and also AsyncAPI initiative as in a bigger community. But there are reasons on why we want to set a new direction, let's say, onto the initiative itself and the spec and the tools, right? So let me summarize a little bit and take you to a place where you will better understand why we got the direction and the plans we got. So this is the current landscape of APIs and event-driven architectures and so on, right? We got REST, GraphQL, gRPC, messaging, SOAP. Yeah, we still have SOAP. And we got a lot of specifications like OpenAPI, AsyncAPI, GraphQL, schema, right? It's a specification, gRPC, protobuf, JSON schema, Avro, RAML, WSDL, and XSD, right? A lot. If you think I've used all of them, you're wrong. I have not even used most of them. So yeah, and I guess you neither, and you cannot master all of them, right? So a little bit of an overview is if you're doing REST APIs, you're probably using OpenAPI, or you should, because it's a good standard for REST APIs, or you're probably using, and you're probably using JSON schema, even though you might not know it, but schemas on OpenAPI are JSON schema, as well as in AsyncAPI. And or you might be using RAML, right? So RAML also has this, specific. RAML is a specification for defining REST APIs. It's from MuleSoft. There's GraphQL, and either you like it or know it or not, GraphQL has a specification which is GraphQL schema, and you gotta use it, right? So it's there. With gRPC, you have the one with the same name, gRPC and protobuf, right? These are specifications that you have to use and learn, right? All of this that I'm talking about, you have to always learn all the specifications to work with this type of APIs. In messaging, in event-driven architectures, right, you have to learn AsyncAPI, and because AsyncAPI uses by default JSON schema behind the scenes, like OpenAPI, you also have to learn how to use JSON schema. Or if you're doing Kafka or any other Apache project, you probably want to use Avro, and that's also possible to do it with AsyncAPI. Or you might want to reuse your RAML data types that you were using for your REST APIs with RAML, and that's also possible with AsyncAPI. And last but not least, you have SOAP, and for that you have WSDL and XSD. So there's a lot of schemas and standards, that you have to learn, and if you want to make it work, right? If we look at it from a broader perspective, when you create a product or an application or whatever similar, you need to take decisions and learn things about security, deployment, storage. You need to decide what to use and how to use it. But turns out that when it comes to security or storage or deployment, there are pretty cool guidelines and what to use and tools, right? Which are mainly standard. So for instance, nowadays you have Kubernetes for deployment, and or you have Docker as well, and for storage you might have what's it called? You have SQL or SQL, I don't know how you call it, and that is pretty much standard. I know it varies between providers, but it doesn't vary a lot, right? So yeah, but what happens with when it comes to APIs or event-driven architectures or interfaces? We have this mess that I was just describing, right? And so that's why I'm saying it there, like user experience there needs to be seamless, right? And it's not there yet. It's not seamless at all, right? So knowing all this problem, knowing all this landscape, we came up with a vision on AsyncAPI, and for the next 5 years, we want AsyncAPI to become the #1 API specification for defining and developing APIs, any kind of APIs. Yes, not just asynchronous APIs or event-driven APIs. We'll have to see what we do with the name, because it says asynchronous APIs, right? I'm kidding. We'll keep it. But yeah, like we are right now in the middle of the effort of unifying all the kind of APIs into the AsyncAPI specification and tools. Does it mean that we want to replace OpenAPI or we want to replace GraphQL or gRPC? No, we're crazy, but not that crazy. So, and we're always trying to have the user experience in mind and as a first citizen. So if you already have OpenAPI, if you already have GraphQL, gRPC, and so on, you shouldn't be changing all your stuff, right? And we shouldn't be reinventing the wheel just because it is good for us. No. Instead, what we do is we integrate with the OpenAPI specification, we integrate with the GraphQL specification, we integrate with the gRPC specification. So that means that our specification and tools should be able to understand other specifications. It's a challenge, and we take it. So yeah, that's the vision, and that's the vision for the next 4-5 years. And user experience, development experience is our, as I said, it's one of our top priorities. And as you can imagine, having all these variations, all these possibilities, like you should be able to, with a single tool, with a tool set on AsyncAPI, you should be able to work with REST APIs, with RPC APIs, with GraphQL, with gRPC, right, and all of that. So that's a challenge, and we don't want to do it alone. We can't do it alone. So that's why we're always encouraging people and helping the community, right? Like, hey, let's grow this community together. Let's make it big, right? Let's make it big, because that is not possible to be sustained by a simple group of people. It is not. It's basically impossible. So yeah, my encouragement here goes to you to join our beautiful initiative. We're always helping each other. And so I'm gonna take the opportunity that we're here on API Days, and since they're folks, would love to mention that we're organizing the first in-person AsyncAPI conference. So online, virtual. We have already organized 2 AsyncAPI conferences in 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, of the confinement, right? And last year as well. Since it's growing so much and the demand for meeting in person is already growing, we're gonna celebrate an in-person and virtual this year in November 2022. As you can see, there are no specific days, it just says November, and it doesn't say the place. So everything we do is community driven, even the conference, right? The whole conference is organized by the community. You can see it in our GitHub discussions. You can join our GitHub discussions and make an impact there. You want the conference to be organized in Barcelona. Go there and say, I want Barcelona. You prefer this to be in Lisbon? Go there and say, I prefer Lisbon. If you go to the website, you'll see that that you can complete a survey and decide when it's best for you to do the conference, where it's best for you to do the conference, and many other stuff. Like everything has always been and is still being decided by the community and organized by the community. So there's no company behind it, by the way. So yeah, we have to do it with the community, and everything is organized in public and using the GitHub discussions. And also we organize regularly Zoom meetings so people can join and discuss, but we don't take decisions on meetings. So yeah, no, don't worry if you cannot join to certain meetings. We take decisions only in the discussions where everybody can participate and have time to do it. Phew, a lot of things. So yeah, last as always, join us. Like I said a lot of times. So yeah, we're great people. Please join us, and yeah, welcome and thanks. Almost on time. Oh,
Yeah, perfect timing. We will, as API Days, we will support there at least when the date will be there, and when the date will be there, and the time and the location will be there. We will support definitely. I thought you didn't want to put it because you wanted everything to be asynchronous, so it will come later. But I thought it
would
was
be
a good
amazing.
a good
Well,
point.
one of the things, because this is crazy, because community-driven things that have this thing, and is that there was a proposal that we organize multiple small conferences across the globe, right? And we all do it in sync, more or less, everyone in their time zone, right? And so everything will be virtual and in person at the same time. But that requires a huge effort of organizing. So yeah.
So synchronous, asynchronous,
Synchronous,
API.
asynchronous. Yeah. So you don't have
Synchronous,
to travel.
async API. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Fran. Again, I remember when, let's say we were I think 5, 6 years ago, you started. A lot of people were, you were almost alone. And then now there's a lot of people behind you, a great community, great sponsors.
Yeah.
You're taking it over. So yeah, congrats for that. But let's continue to do it for the next 5 years.
Yes, please. Let's do it even more. And now I'll let you. I'll let you hear with Ace, which is Ace.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go with Ace.
He
Thank
has a
you.
great talk.